Hi friends, host Eric here. Host of Talking with Friends People driving with a new phone placement for my car video here. I wanted to talk, while Kimberly's in the car a bit too, about a video we just watched together, which is about ENTP and romantic relationships. And the lady who made it, I don't know if she's an ENFP or not. I actually started to watch it as a purpose of watching, doing a type police thing. But I found the video interesting in its content, and I think it's instructive about a risk that I want to highlight, which is, it's true, everything she says about ENTPs in that video and their romantic habits and the way they are and stuff, provided they have a secure attachment style. And I think attachment style is a more significant determiner of how you behave in a relationship than is type, in terms of probably a lot of different kind of behaviors that one might consider or critique or whatever. So, for example, she said, well, ENTPs are known to be argumentative, but they're not actually argumentative in their relationships. They want to get along well with their partners, and they don't want to hurt their partners at all. They want to be a good teammate, you know? And that's true, provided the ENTP has a secure relationship, or secure attachment style. And the thing I remember about attachment styles is, secure means you've not sustained so much trauma that it reflects in your ability to sustain secure relationships. Any other attachment style is is produced by damage or trauma. So obviously, people, it's a continuum. It's not a binary thing. People are more or less damaged and more or less display deviations from the secure attachment style that's the ideal. I, for example, have sustained some damage in adulthood that caused me to deviate a bit from a secure attachment style. So my first wife cheated on me. As a consequence, I have these weird kind of PTSD-ish obsession with, like...
triggers. Yeah,
triggers, and just general obsession with, like, she's going to cheat on me, that I sometimes pour out onto Kimberly. Kimberly's not a deserving recipient of that at all. She's never done anything to remotely suggest that she's not trustworthy in that area, that she's going to cheat or anything like that. So, there's absolutely not even, there's so little data that at a certain point, even my most PTSD moments are just like, Eric, you're looking through nothing. You're looking through a pile of nothing. Why are you still sitting here looking at this phone? You've looked through it before, and besides, it is so boring. There is nothing to even begin to sort of ideate out some, like, well, maybe this means that or whatever. There's just nothing. So why do you keep looking? Well, the answer is, being cheated on in my first marriage caused my secure attachment style to be rocked somewhat in one specific area. And so I display a insecure attachment style like behavior that links to sexual infidelity as a consequence. Kimberly's attachment style is not secure. It's one of the other kinds of attachment styles, because her upbringing provided a different kind of emotional environment than mine did. Mine was very emotionally and individually supported. It validated me, affirmed me, and told me I was special. It tried to make me into one of those millennial snowflakes that I see people make videos about periodically. But that's actually a good thing. It means parents love the fuck out of you. Now, Kimberly's parents she had a much more challenging relationship, and as a consequence, she's less reflexively trusting by a considerable margin than I regarding the intentions of the other. And I think it's fortunate Kimberly wasn't damaged as badly as some people by by a significant margin, insofar as I think her parents were not consistently there for her, but were sometimes there for her. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I wasn't damaged. I was very damaged. I just did the inner work to strengthen myself as an adult. therapy for 10 years.
What did that therapy involve?
It involved me, I guess, trying to learn how to feel worthy. It helped me to navigate what my life means for me moving forward. It helped me to understand that I needed to forgive myself for a lot of things. I needed to forgive other people for a lot of things, that I needed to validate my feelings, and just, it was basically just having somebody to talk through all my stuff out with. I wasn't given that ability to have somebody to safely talk with as a young adult, so I had to, do that as a
medium young adult.
Yeah.
Okay, I would say I know that you still have a lot of difficulty accepting affirmation from me. So if I am telling you, like, if I'm being affectionate by saying something like, "Do you know what I love you with?" You'll make some sort of sarcastic joke or whatever. It's very difficult for me to get you to take me seriously when I'm telling you, like, love words, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that is because early on you were too responsive to love words, and so you learned to be less responsive to that? Or do you think
No, I think it's your love words in general.
It's mine?
Yeah.
You don't like the way I love you?
Well,
you
no, I love the way
Instead
you
of
do.
talking.
I love the way you love me. I just think that your displays toward me are sometimes kind of corny.
Well, they are corny.
They don't seem real genuine.
But they're super genuine. The thing is, the fact that my emotions have moved me to corniness is a sure sign of both your strength and authenticity. But regardless, would you agree that the biggest issue between us remains one of trust?
Yeah, but I don't think it's really trust. I mean, when it really comes down to it, I don't think it's trust with one another. I think it's just trust in general.
Well,
it's my natural reflex to step back in any situation with any human being, to step back and analyze a situation before I put myself out there. I don't know if that's an ISFJ thing. I don't know if that's a me after a healing effect sort of a thing. I don't know. I don't know. But I think generally with anybody in my life, I'm just not as open to allowing people in as willingly as I would have in my younger years.
I don't feel like you're not allowing me in. I feel as though you're not allowing yourself to let go of control.
Probably.
So.
And it's probably because for so many years in my life, I had zero control.
Right, and the thing is, I guess that breeds a kind of approach in which you undertake advantage of the power of releasing
Yes.
control, because there are lots of circumstances where the best thing you can do in life is to release control and trust in the process or the other person. If you can't trust, you have to be able to afford somebody time, for example.
Right, but the thing is it's a process. It's something that I really have to work on anytime I'm going to engage in a situation where I'm going to be vulnerable. I have to really work at that and kind of ideate in my head and talk myself through any situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, because before in my life, I had zero control, so it was like.
Is that what you think about when you think about your childhood? Is having no control and being at the mercy of the whims of others?
Yes.
That's terrible.
I was powerless.
That's awful.
It was awful on a daily basis, and when I would reach out to people who I would think would hear me, it was almost as though they were making me feel crazy.
Right. Well, you didn't have what, like, for example, Delilah told the story of how one time Candace got mad at her. They were driving somewhere, and she stopped the car and said, "Get out of the car," and kicked her out of the car.
Yeah.
And she told the story of how when I heard about that, I went ballistic, and Candace did not enjoy that conversation, I can guarantee you. And I'm quite sure she didn't do it after that ever again. So
she did.
Okay, well, the thing is, Delilah at least knew at that point that if she decided to turn Candace in for Candace's various little crimes, that I would have her fucking head.
Yeah.
But so at that point, Delilah's making the decision. Delilah has control, right? It's unlike your situation. Right. She's choosing to care about Candace's interests, but she doesn't have to.
Right. And in my case, everyone was protecting the bad guy for some reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, understandably why that would make you feel a lack of...
unvalued.
And also a lack of your own agency, right? Yes. It doesn't matter what you do, you can't stop shit that's happening outside of you from determining your life because...
Yes. And then I married into that as well. So there was a good 20 years of me feeling absolutely powerless over my own life.
Right. And so now
I'm like this, I'll be damned if anybody's going to get one up on me ever. And so it's with anything. It's with business, it's with friendships, it's with family. It's been a process for me.
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, when you're talking about me, what you gotta remember is that.
But it's not.
Hold on, listen to me. But when you're talking about me, you gotta remember that the only way to get one over on you, so to speak, is if you choose to get one over on yourself. Because I'm never going to do that. I'm not looking to defeat you such that I can go, haha, I got you, or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't think it's just a one day you decide not to afford that to people.
What do you? Oh, I know. It's not simply a decision. But the thing is,
are you gonna drop me off at Trader Joe's?
No, I told you it's only take 5 minutes, Kim.
Okay.
Oops, there goes the phone. I don't know what that is for. Let me park right here. Do you have cash? You have $40? It says cash on it. I didn't realize it's cash on it. Alright, so anyway, the point is that by not allowing yourself to endure the risk of me betraying you, you're betraying yourself.
I understand that.
Okay.
And that's why I think in the beginning of our relationship, when I told you I'm probably going to sabotage this, that's what I meant.
And what did I tell you? Fuck that noise. I'm not going to let you.
Right, but
and I didn't.
Seen in many ways in our relationship where that could very likely have been the case.
Yeah. I didn't understand that very well. It took me a long ass time to get the fact that the damage is something that, even though you're very good at not displaying damage in general, it
because I also worked on that. I also worked on not overdoing my emotional displays. Like I had to learn how to take control of my emotions as well.
Right. So, but like, okay, in an ideal situation, when you're a child and you're feeling like, but mommy, I want you to stay here with me. I don't want you to leave. And mommy takes you aside and has a conversation with you where she reassures you how much she loves you, and then she lets you, own the opportunity to be a big girl and stay separate from her or whatever. Mm-hmm. thing trains you to understand the appropriate both boundaries and reliability. Like, it's okay for my significant other to have certain boundaries that might run afoul of my emotional neediness, because I realize just how available and there they are and how permanent they are. If the parent invests in the child a sense of permanence of their own,
unconditional.
yeah, then the person learns to, yeah, you didn't have that, and as a consequence, yada yada yada. Thanks for watching. Now I'm going to go get my weed prescription.